Have any of you guys either seen Miracle on
34th Street?
Or Matilda?
Never heard of it.
Nope.
Yeah.
I've seen Matilda.
No and no.
Do you know who Mara Wilson is?
Yeah,
No.
the little girl Matilda.
Three no's so far.
Remember her?
Yeah.
Super cute.
Oh yeah, what happened to her?
That's her right here.
Knowing what I know about old Hollywood, I feel bad for any child actor.
It's not that bad. Well, it's not that bad.
Oh, but it is bad, but just
But
not
it's bad.
that bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's Matilda, right?
Yeah, Matilda. Yeah, Mara Wilson. She's 35 now.
Whoa.
An interesting reason why I'm bringing her up is that this ties into the writer's strike and everything that's happening.
Okay.
So, you would think a person with massive movies like that, kind of like Macaulay Culkin, like you have movies that will sell forever because not only are they holiday flicks, but they're also like classics.
She was from Miss Doubtfire, remember?
Taika
Yes,
just got
that
into
too.
it right now.
Oh, really?
He loves Matilda.
Oh, the new Matilda?
No, the original one.
Yeah, right?
He saw it and he was like, this is whack. He has
Miss
a pickle
Trunchbull, yeah.
taste.
You would think like the royalties from like movies like that would be pretty substantial, and they used to be.
Depending on your
No, yeah.
contract.
I heard they took advantage of like child stars. though.
Yeah.
Specific.
Well, no, they're actually, because of the contracts back then, you would make a lot of money in royalties. But while keeping those same contracts and how times have changed and most movies are streamed, the trick is that Hollywood kept those contracts and did not adjust to how streaming works. So now
So they're like, it's not playing on TV.
you're making almost nada. She said that now she makes, since like streaming became a thing, she makes so little that she got dropped from SAG's health insurance.
No way.
Whoa.
In which you need to make at least $26K a year to qualify.
Holy, it's so sad.
And she's like, yeah, she goes, I know I don't act that much, but still, like, it should at least break that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As it used to.
Yeah.
So one big thing about the writer's strike is that they did not adjust for the current day climate.
I see.
Movies are consumed.
Yeah.
The main thing being streaming. And then the other detail being they want to raise the bottom earner. So like in the guild, right? You have the bottom people that are that they make the minimum amount. They want to just raise that for them so that they get an actual livable wage. And it's not like a
Like their day rate.
yeah, because a lot of people that have been making, that have been writing content for, or even being head writers for massive shows, are like literally in the red for their own personal finances, and they're not making anything.
And then the shows are wildly successful.
Why did the SAG guys join? What happened there? Because I know
In
that the
support.
writers. Okay, so it was originally the writers, and they couldn't come in with a conclusion.
And well, all the studios were also gonna just wait them out because
Yeah.
they knew that the writers were just gonna like lose money, burn into the red, and then have to like accept a weaker deal.
Exactly. One of the, I guess, the third feature of the Writers Guild requests in the details of the contract that they're trying to like fight over, and this I think is the hardest one. It's the limiting the use of AI,
Yeah.
and that's where they don't want the studios to eliminate their jobs by using AI, and I think that one's the hardest because technically they're still allowed to use AI to write the shit they're turning in.
Yeah.
But the studios aren't allowed to use AI to replace.
Damn, it's happening.
That's hard,
And
man.
everything's getting automated. It's like McDonald's has a ton of check-in kiosks.
It's hard to impose that on the studio to be like, you guys can't use it. So that one's a little iffy, but the other things are completely understandable.
Because it's like, I want to write the shitty script. Like, it's not fair that the robot's doing it for free.
You know, Snoop Dogg was saying this about the music industry too. He was talking about how like back in the day you would have like if somebody bought an album and it cost this much percentage was negotiated, it would go to the bottle. But nowadays you can get like 1 billion streams on like a streaming platform.
Yeah.
But it's not like that artist has like $1 million in their pocket from it.
Because it didn't.
He's like, where's the fucking money?
And now labels can use AI and just keep producing more Snoop Dogg tracks, and Snoop Dogg gets paid zero for
Yeah,
them.
if they own the likeness, the character, if they own the lyrics, they could just make remixes over and over.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Tupac come back.
Yeah, it's one of those things too where some executives from some studios have actually said straight up, we're just gonna keep this thing going until these writers lose their homes or just
That's some fucking Scrooge shit, dude.
bro.
That's fucking crazy.
They can afford it.
Yeah, they can afford it, and writers can't afford that. They will bleed out quick because like writers don't get paid that much.
Yeah.
Like,
And the accessibility to jobs is tough too.
yeah.
Wasn't like Bob
Iger?
Yeah, Bob Iger's like excuse of like, well, we're still barely recovering from COVID
Yeah,
and stuff. Like
yeah.
we can't even afford all that shit. But
Usually when industries tighten up like that, it's because they are strapped and they're desperate. It's rare like that when you're in a point of abundance, because then when there's money to go around, they're actually taking more risks. So on the top end, if they're not threatened for survival, they're greenlighting 1,000 projects. But even when digitally, like before COVID and all that, right? Like a lot of jobs were going out of Hollywood. Old media was struggling. A lot of mid-tier budget movies weren't getting greenlit because the traditional way wasn't working. So I think like in general, Hollywood's been suffering. Then COVID happened, lockdown happened, no shoots were going on. They were producing less. And I'm like, yeah, sure, it's still billions of dollars, right? But now we're talking like maybe less, like couple billion rather than 100 billion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what
But the
math
money's
is,
still
but-
going somewhere. So like that, all those like the Matilda movie, right? They're still getting the same plays,
Right.
but Matilda's not getting the money.
Exactly.
The money is going to the studio. So there's the plays still happen. It's just the money is getting channeled somewhere else.
You're saying like
Yeah.
the streaming money, like Netflix or whatever they're licensing, or Spotify or whatever.
Yeah, like Home Alone is getting
money's
watched.
coming in.
Home Alone is getting watched the same amount,
Exactly.
but Macaulay Culkin's not getting paid.
Yeah.
Right, that's the difference, and that's what the writers are fighting for. They're like, we just want the fairness that we were experiencing before this change, and we want this to be adjusted for the new lifestyle of how things are consumed.
I'm wondering if it's dollar for dollar the same though. So for example, like let's say a TV station license your Home Alone to play, right? And then they get higher ad revenue, cause like let's.
probably more, man, because like
But that's what I'm saying is I don't know, right? So like if you're streaming shit and the contracts are way lower, then that means what's going to the studio is way lower, which means that then maybe you're gonna make cents rather than dollars on the stream. So like I don't really know the math behind it, but I do know like traditional route, like the way that they have it on print, Super Bowl commercials, all that, they pay fuck tons of money versus digital.
They don't. I think everything all across the board, people just make less money generally. So like,
Except for the studios, because I think that's the biggest thing where it's like publicly traded companies, you can look at the balance sheet, right?
Yeah.
So if you're Matilda, let's say you shoot a Disney movie, you keep getting less and less money and the Disney share keeps going up. It's like, where is the money going?
it's like and it's very like direct. It's like you can just look at the numbers. Like I look at a lot of Smack, her stuff with commercials. And anyone who's a commercial actor will tell you that you don't make as much nowadays.
So yeah, they used to get residuals.
Contracts, Even when you do get residuals, it's just lesser. And like with when it comes to streaming, what they're asking for is an adjustment of any kind. But they purposely leave the antiquated papers the same exact way because it benefits them. And that's the part that they're like really fighting about.
And then are they making the same or more? Because I think that's where the catch is. Like, if the studios are prospering like a motherfucker and they're just using COVID as an excuse, then it's like, yeah, there's so much more money that they made that they're not sharing.
I mean, yeah, there is. It's hard to say that it's dollar for dollar because it probably isn't. Because you know, it's not like if people were buying Matilda on DVD for like $17 each. It's not the same as if you pay $17 for a Netflix subscription and you didn't watch it at all. Like it's just on there as an option, right? But you're not paying.
Movies, you know, when you buy them, they're actually just as expensive.
Yeah, when you buy them on like Amazon.
Yeah, if you
On our
buy
iTunes, it's still like 20 bucks or 30 bucks.
Yeah.
Right. But they do it so.
As if it's like a physical thing, but it's not even physical.
And then there were no costs for them. They didn't have to print the DVD. They didn't have to put up
overhead's like way less.
And you can't resell.
Yeah. Can't resell it.
Resale, there's a lot of like different details that they want to get looked at, but so far they've met up and they've walked away with no agreement.
Wow.
And
Writers are gonna get fucked.
they are gonna get fucked. Yeah.
Like Netflix, right? Think about all the movies and TV shows they put out. And I think the model with the TV shows like Ozark, they'll put out a whole season,
Yeah.
It gets watched in like 3 days, probably.
Yeah.
And then you're just left with like, all right, what's next? And I think they just keep cranking out all this stuff. And
Also,
where's the money go to?
now that SAG has joined the strike, anything live, that like a live show, it's done. Wow. So like
theater?
no, like Saturday Night Live.
Oh.
Continue. They can't just like keep going. Or like James Corden, he's out. Like they're all just like stopping.
Dude, everyone's fucked.
Because those are people that are writing to the week. They're like I'm writing for.
So this is the time to be on YouTube.
Yeah, you write on
Kinda.
Monday for
That's what everyone
Friday
keeps
show,
saying.
Thursday show, or whatever.
Yeah, which brings me to the question.
Cause South Park's like that. They write on Monday for
South
like.
Park's insane.
But would they strike if they're the writers and the actors of their own business?
What do you mean?
South Park, like they're the writers and their voices.
Can they not make any shows?
They're not the animators, but
Well, if they're in the guild.
If you want it, yeah. If you
so everyone stops work together.
If you're in the guild, yeah. If you're
It's a union decision.
if you're not, then I mean, no one gives.
You're in a union, but you also own the studio, so then you pay yourself, and then you strike against yourself.
Yeah, how does that work? Because you know people that get points, right? Like Tom Cruise is in Mission Impossible as an actor, but he's also a producer.
Yeah.
So you're almost you work for yourself. So how does that work?
I think
I guess he's not the studio. Yeah, because then Comedy Central and whoever, like Viacom or whoever owns that, then South Park, they just own the IP and they're producing South Park, but they're not the studio.
I mean, the only thing that it really says, I guess, like when it comes to cases like that, I'm sure it's super nuanced and very unique to that person.
Yeah.
But overall, like going against what the union has said they're doing will just get you either. It says disciplinary actions, which you could be kicked out of the union, which that's not good if you got a bunch of residuals coming your way that are now blocked.
Because a lot of the big talent, they are the studio now too. I think like Brad Pitt, who has like Plan B Productions,
Or like Medea.
yeah, like
Tyler Perry.
Will Ferrell is like what, like Gary Sanchez or something. So they're almost like they set up their own to be the business.
Yeah.
But if you're also actor and the producer credit, then like
Isn't Mark Wahlberg building one in Vegas?
he's trying to build Hollywood, but he has his own production company too. But he's trying to build an industry.
Studio.
No, he's trying to build the industry. He has studios.
Also, any of these studios that you're thinking of, including South Park or even Mark Wahlberg's, they still have to partner with other studios.
Like Universal or whatever.
Distribution. There's gonna be like all this like. That's why you see like 10 intros when you watch a movie. It's never just like one studio. It's always in conjunction with someone else. So that also is gonna be complicated to navigate.
That's interesting.
The crazy thing is that now that all these actors can't work, who can we get on JkNews?
They can't make the
Good
show.
thing we're not a studio. Like they could just come in.
I don't, baby.
Yeah, it's YouTube. It's not.
What he said.
I don't think it violates SAG.
It doesn't.
No, not union, for sure. If we were union, you guys would be fucked.
If we were union, if you guys were union, we would. The JK wouldn't be existing.
Yeah, well,
You guys could keep striking.
I ain't gonna strike.
Me and Bart will still do the show.
Yeah. You guys have done that.
Well, we'll strike with you guys. Be like, Joe and Bart pay better. And I'll tell myself, I will try. And then,
I will try.
and then the company will just shut down.
Dude, it is pretty crazy to think that all these actors and writers, like, they're all just not doing anything.
I need these guys to get back to work, bro.
Oh yeah, also, you know what they also said this means? That it's gonna be another resurgence, if not like the revival of reality TV because it's non-scripted.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the pivot.
Yo,
Bachelor.
the TLC is gonna be the best fucking channel on the whole world.
But then you can't have a host.
Isn't the TLC have all those reality shows like 90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
no, you talking about the band?
no, but like all those shows still have a host.
Yeah, I
Fear
see.
Factor had a bunch of people that were non-union, but you still had Joe Rogan. You know,
Like the
but-
American Most Wanted guy,
Yeah.
and he talks about the crimes, but you still have that guy.
No, but like 90 Day
Unless he's
Fiancé,
that would be good. 90 Day
My
Fiancé.
Gypsy Wedding, okay? Fuck it.
Godzilla's, dude.
All those kind of shows?
This could be the Renaissance era of reality TV.
What's that Down syndrome love one? There's a Down syndrome love one.
Yeah, there
A
is.
Love on a Spectrum.
Love on the Spectrum.
Bro, banger of a show, honestly. They need to bring that show back.
Or that was autism, huh?
Autism.
Yeah, okay.
Great show.
And then there's gonna be so many.
good.
The fat one, my 7,000-pound life.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Hoarders.
Hoarders.
What about Storage Wars?
Oh, I love Storage Wars. Do you try to guess how much everything costs?
Didn't someone just get like a fucking crazy payout on the most recent show?
we want to watch, baby. We want to see him rack up the
There's
rich.
going to be some good stuff coming out. But also, the saddest part of why I bring up Mara Wilson is the fact that people that you love, that invested their time in their heyday, that thought they didn't need to work as hard, now have to work again.